Alice. Are you ready for class today?
I'm not sure, Emma. I've been trying to learn these new words, but I still feel like I'm not remembering them well.
Don't worry, Alice. I've got some great tips that will help you memorize English vocabulary faster and keep it in your mind for longer. I promise you'll feel more confident. Hi everyone, and welcome to today's video. I'm Emma, and in this episode, Alice and I are going to talk about some fun and effective ways to remember English vocabulary. If you've been struggling to remember new words, or if you just want to learn some cool techniques, stick around, because we're going to show you how to make learning English vocabulary a lot easier.
That sounds amazing. I can't wait to learn.
Alright, let's dive right into it. But before we start, don't forget to like this video if you find these tips helpful, and make sure to subscribe to our channel for more fun English lessons. Now let's get started. Okay, Alice, so let's start with the first technique. You know, when I was learning English, I found that just repeating words over and over wasn't enough. It's all about making the words personal and meaningful to you. So, Alice, let's start with the first technique I use to memorize English words. Personalization. You need to make the word personal to you. For example, instead of just memorizing the word journey, think of a real journey or trip that you've taken.
Oh, so when I learn the word journey, I should think about a trip I went on?
Exactly. If you think about your last vacation or a special journey you've had, it helps you connect the word to something meaningful. It's easier to remember when it has a personal connection.
I get it. I took a trip to the beach last summer, so I could connect the word journey with that.
Exactly. And the more personal and meaningful the connection, the better. Another technique I love is visualization. When you learn a new word, close your eyes and try to create a picture in your mind that represents the word. For example, if you're learning the word celebrate, imagine a big party with balloons, cake, and everyone dancing. The more vivid the picture, the easier it is to remember.
That sounds fun. I can picture a celebration with my friends. I think that would definitely help me remember the word.
Yes. Visualization is very powerful. The brain remembers images much better than abstract words. Now, the third technique I recommend is learning in context. When you learn a new word, try to use it in a sentence or a real-life situation.
So, I should make sentences with the new words?
Exactly. Instead of just memorizing the word celebrate, try using it in a sentence like, I can't wait to celebrate my birthday next month. Using the word in context helps your brain remember the meaning and how it's used naturally.
Got it. I'll start practicing sentences with new words.
Great. And here's another tip. Spaced repetition. This is one of the most effective ways to memorize vocabulary for the long term. Instead of cramming all your words in one day, review them in small intervals over time. For example, review them after one day, then a few days later, and again after a week.
So, I don't need to memorize everything at once?
No. Small, regular reviews are much more effective than trying to remember everything in one sitting. It helps your brain move the words from short-term memory to long-term memory.
I like that. It's less stressful and makes it easier to keep the words in my memory.
Exactly. And the last tip I have for you is teaching the words to someone else. This might sound strange, but when you teach someone else what you've learned, it helps reinforce the words in your mind.
Wait, you mean I should teach someone else the words I've learned?
Yes. You don't have to be perfect. Just explain the meaning of the word and use it in a sentence. Teaching is a great way to solidify your own knowledge.
I've never thought of that before. I'll definitely try it.
Okay, Alice. Let's dive into the first technique I swear by. personalizing your vocabulary. Now think about a word you've learned recently. Any word that comes to mind?
How about adventure? I've seen it a lot in books and movies.
Great. Now, instead of just memorizing the word adventure by itself, let's make it personal. Think about a moment when you felt like you were on an adventure. It could be a trip you took, or even just a fun experience you had with your friends.
Well, last summer I went hiking with my friends. It was so much fun, and we got lost on the way, but we eventually found our way back. That was an adventure.
Perfect. So, when you think of the word adventure, picture that hiking trip in your mind, the excitement, the challenges, and the happiness when you made it back. See how much easier it is to remember now.
I can definitely picture it. It's so much easier to remember the word now.
Exactly. Personalizing words like this makes them stick in your memory. When the word has a story attached to it, it's much more likely to stay with you.
This is already making sense. What's next?
Next, we have visualization. Visualization is a powerful technique because it taps into your imagination. When you learn a new word, imagine it as a picture in your mind. Let's try it with the word celebrate. Close your eyes for a second and think about a celebration.
Okay. I'm picturing a big birthday party with cake, balloons, and everyone singing happy birthday.
Exactly. When you visualize the word celebrate like that, your brain creates a connection between the word and the image. The more detailed and vivid the image, the better.
Wow, this makes it feel so much more real. I can see it so clearly now.
That's the power of visualization. You're using your senses to bring the word to life. The stronger the image, the better the memory.
I'm definitely going to use this one. What's the next tip?
Alright, now let's talk about learning in context. One of the best ways to remember a word is by using it in a sentence that makes sense to you. Instead of just memorizing the word celebrate, create a situation where you can use it.
So, I should make sentences with new words?
Exactly. The more you use the word in real-life situations, the better you'll remember it. Let's practice with celebrate. Can you come up with a sentence using this word?
I'll try. I can't wait to celebrate my birthday next month with my friends.
That's perfect. Now the word is not just a definition in your head. It's part of a real situation you can relate to.
I see what you mean. It's much easier to remember now that I've used it in a sentence.
Exactly. Learning in context makes words feel more natural and helps you understand how to use them correctly in conversations.
This is definitely helping. I feel like I'm getting the hang of it. What's next?
Next, we have spaced repetition. This is a technique I used all the time when I was learning English, and it works wonders for long-term memory.
Spaced repetition? What's that?
It's simple. Instead of cramming all your vocabulary in one sitting, you review the words over time. The idea is to review them after one day, then a few days later, and again after a week or two. This helps your brain remember the words for the long term, not just for a short period.
So, I don't have to memorize everything all at once? I can just review it little by little?
Exactly. Small, regular reviews are more effective than trying to remember everything in one go. It gives your brain time to process and store the information.
That sounds so much less stressful. I like the idea of reviewing little by little.
It's definitely less overwhelming, and trust me, it's much more effective in the long run.
I'll start using spaced repetition from now on. What else do you have?
Here's one more tip. Teaching the words you learn to someone else. When you teach, you reinforce your own knowledge.
Wait, so I should teach someone else the words I've learned?
Yes. It's actually one of the best ways to make sure the words stay in your memory. You don't have to be perfect. Just explain the word and use it in a sentence. Teaching helps you understand the word better and makes it stick.
I never thought about that. I could teach my younger brother some new words.
Exactly. Teaching is a fun way to practice and solidify your own understanding of the words.
Thank you so much, Emma. These tips are exactly what I needed. I'm going to use them right away.
You're welcome, Alice. Keep practicing and I know you'll do great. Remember, the more you practice, the easier it will be to speak English fluently. I hope you found these tips helpful. Remember, learning English vocabulary doesn't have to be hard. With the right techniques, you can make learning fun and easy. Personalize your words, visualize them, use them in sentences, practice regularly, and teach others. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more great tips. Let me know in the comments which technique you'll try first. Keep practicing, and soon you'll be using English like a pro.
Here's a quick review of some of the key vocabulary words we use today. Personalization, making something relevant to you personally. Visualization, creating a mental image of something to help remember it. Context, the situation in which something happens. Spaced repetition, reviewing information at regular intervals to improve long-term memory. Teaching, helping someone else learn what you've learned. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment, and subscribe for more fun and helpful English tips. See you next time.